Hi everyone, Australian science fiction author Peter Cawdron here, and I've got a different kind of unboxing video for you today. I just got this in the mail and it's come from Los Angeles. I don't know if you can see the price tag there, 41 bucks for postage. So let's have a look here, see what we got. And surprise, surprise, it's not one of my books. This is 1,001 quotes from science fiction stories throughout the years. Damn you, Entropy! And this has been edited by Guy Harrison. And if you're not familiar with who Guy is, he works for Psychology Today, has a blog there. He's been a journalist in the US and the Cayman Islands for decades and has had the privilege of meeting people like Jane Goodall, Chuck Yeager, even Edward Teller, and interviewing them. So he has quite a distinguished career. He's got 7, 8, 9 non-fiction books, including Damn You, Entropy. And a few of my quotes have made it into the book, so I'm very honored and grateful to be part of the book. And I thought I'd read a few quotes for you. So let's have a look, shall we? We'll dive in, see what we can find. Now, the book itself is divided into different chapters like diversity, evolution, consciousness, concepts like this. And as you can see, there's different quotes here. A few of mine are interspersed. I have no idea where they are, but we'll see what we can find. So let's see here. I thought I'd read a few of them for you. And, you know, I love this sort of stuff because everyone likes an inspirational quote. And, you know, years ago, of course, there were those grand posters of somebody on a surfboard or climbing a mountain, and there was an inspiring little quote about, you know, achieve greatness and stuff like this. But these are quotes that have been taken from science fiction novels through the years and just insights from some of the great minds of science fiction, you know, H.G. Wells, Arthur C. Clarke, George Orwell, and so many more. So let's see what we can find here. Here's one from David Brin. This is on the subject of diversity. In a future filled with unimaginable diversity, man would not be defined by his shape, but by the heritage and a common set of values. Isn't that a great one? Let's see what else we can find here. Here's a section called Ethics and Morality, and just scanning the page, I can already see some of my favorite authors being listed here. So it's like, you know, it's like having the opportunity to sit down and chat with them, isn't it? Really. Here's Aldous Huxley on ethics and morality. Cruelty and compassion come with the chromosomes. Werner Ving from A Fire on the Deep. All evil and good is petty before nature. Personally, we can take comfort from this, that there is a universe to admire that cannot be twisted to villainy or good, but which simply is. There is no force as powerful as a promise that insists on being kept. This is Nancy Kreese from Little Animals. Life was not fair, which is why human beings should try to be. I love that. That's really good. Matthew Haig, this is from his 2013 novel, The Humans. Politeness is often fear. Kindness is always courage. But caring is what makes you human. Care more, become more human. So see what I mean? These are just great insights into life, and great sources to help you through the day and to sort of, you know, reframe life in a different context and see things from a different angle. And for me, that's what science fiction does. Science fiction obviously is fiction. It's not real. None of it is based, you know, it's based on reality, but none of it actually happens. But it's our imagining of what could happen and our imagination about how different scenarios might unfold and how they might affect us and how they might expose our nature. And in that regard, I think of science fiction as being like a mirror where you're each of us go about our lives and we don't see ourselves. We just see outward, right? We're looking this way at life and we're interacting and we're taking on the challenges of life. And then every now and then we stop and we look in a mirror and we go, oh yeah, I've got a little bit of something on the side of my chin. or my hair's ruffled, or, and it's only then we see ourselves. But of course, all we see is flesh, right? We just see skin and bones. We just see, what's outward, makeup, nice hair, good shirt. But quotes like these and science fiction in general allows you to look inside. You're seeing inside someone's mind, and you're seeing somebody who's imagining the mind of others and how they would tackle challenges that are extraordinary and that require us to be our best and to find something deeper within ourselves. And so it's and that's why I find this book quite fascinating. I've read I got to read the ebook version before it was printed. I got to see some of the quotes and see some of mine, but this is the first time I actually had a hard copy, and it's a nice hardback, and this will have a place of pride on my bookshelf. So we'll do a few more here. Here's one from Star Trek, the motion picture. Logic and knowledge are not enough. Yeah, that's very true. This is a subject called emotions. Pierce Brown from The Dark Age. Life is meant to be felt. Why else live? Valleys make mountains. Isn't that beautiful imagery? Valleys make mountains. Everyone wants to be on the mountain, but there have to be valleys, otherwise it's a flat plain. That's just beautifully put here. And someone else has come to visit us. Hello, this is Bella. She's looking for a breakfast. She's looking for some snacks. All right, Bella, I'm taking the hint. I'll do a couple of more, and then we'll close it off. Here's some on exploration, and this one's from Stanislaw Lem, who wrote Solaris. And of course, I just finished a novel called. She's doing her best to distract me here. You want to get a good look at her? There she is. You are so much trouble, Bell. Hey, you are so much trouble. So I just finished a novel called Minotaur, which was written as a tribute to Solaris. And here he goes. We are only seeking humanity. We have no need of other worlds. We need mirrors. There you go. That was in the back of my mind when I was just talking about it before, because I'd read Solaris over Christmas. And here it is right on the page. So, that's what we need in life. We need mirrors. We don't need to be going out, we all love living the high life, but what we really need in life is mirrors. That's beautiful. Here's one from Robert Heinlein. The stars will never be won by little minds. We must be as big as space itself. Isn't that beautiful? Jules Verne. Here we go. This is from 1870, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I want to see what no one has yet discovered, even if I had to pay for curiosity with my life itself. Isn't that beautiful? Robert Sawyer, the great Canadian science fiction author, someone who inspired me to write, by the way. This is from The Shoulders of Giants, which was a 2000 short story. It was what we did as a species. It was why we triumphed and the Neanderthals had failed. We needed to see what was on the other side, what was over the next hill, what was orbiting around other stars. Isn't that beautiful? Here's one from Arthur C. Clarke. It says, though we come in friendship, our bacteria may have other ideas. I love that. That's pretty good. First contact, of course, being something that will happen on multiple levels, biologically, socially, economically, religiously, and Arthur C. Clarke really nailing it there. Here's one. The question is, Barney, what are we? Explorers or invaders? There you go. That's very provocative. Here's James T. Kirk, Return to Tomorrow, episode from 1968. Risk is our business. That's what this starship is all about, and that's why we're on board. So some great ones there. So if you're looking for something to inspire you, something just to pick up every now and then and flick through and see what some of the different minds that have written some of the great science fiction of our time have had to say about different topics, grab a copy of Damn You, Entropy, and I think there's maybe 3 or 4 of my quotes in here as well. So, and thank you, Guy Harrison. I really appreciate being a part of the book, and thank you for sending me a copy.